dinner, and that is perfectly fine. But we're going to go ahead and get started with tonight's program. I want to thank you, of course, for coming to the Jason Kinzler Family First Foundation fundraiser. Many of you who are here tonight were friends with Jason and were devastated to learn of his sudden death in May of 2011 while running the Fifth Third Riverbank Run. Always the athlete, Jason was the picture of health and fitness, and there was never a reason to believe that he wasn't going to be with us for many years. Unfortunately, an unknown heart condition took him from his wife, Kristi, and their 3 beautiful children, and numerous friends and family members. But out of every tragedy comes the need to find purpose and meaning. And that's where the idea for the Jason Kinzler Family First Foundation was forged. It's a foundation based in love, honoring a memory, and giving other grieving families the chance to focus on what's important during a very difficult time. Here to tell us why the mission of the Family First Foundation inspires her is a very special young lady named Hannah.
Thank you. I'm excited to stand here before you tonight, honored to share with you an amazing woman who inspires me every day. There are no words to show my gratitude to her for all she has done for me and my brothers. She has led our family through some difficult times over the past 3 years, always putting family first. My brothers and I appreciate the little things she does for us every day. She always puts our needs before herself. She is a very strong woman who is kind, compassionate, and has understanding for others. She is a person that you can lean on, but she makes leaning unnecessary. She is determined yet humble. I admire her along with so many others, and I hope she sees that I'm following her example. She inspires others to see a vision, follow her leadership, creating a legacy that I hope to continue carrying out someday. I am honored to introduce to you my mom, the Executive Director of the Jason Kinzler Family First Foundation, Kristi Kinzler.
I feel so privileged to be able to be here tonight and share with you a personal journey that has taken my family and I from darkness and loss to hope. Hope for my family, hope for others. Let me take you back to a cool, crisp morning, May 14th, 2011. 3 kids, 3 different directions, and my husband, Jason, was running the Fifth Third Riverbank Run in hopes of beating his time from the year before. Jake, our oldest son, and I had just arrived home from his soccer game, just enough time to switch into baseball gear. We had 15 minutes to change, eat lunch, and be at the ball field to meet his dad. My phone rang. At that moment, life, instantly as I knew it, would never be the same. A life that I loved, a life that I thanked God for every day, a life spent with a man I was so proud to call my husband. Jason died that Saturday morning of a heart attack 1 mile from the finish line. One can never prepare themselves for what is left behind when something so tragic and unexpected happens. 4 months from that day, I took a full-time counseling position with Godwin Heights Middle School. Ironically, on my first day of work, the principal asked me to speak with students about a tragedy that had happened over the weekend. One of their classmates' father had passed away of a heart attack. As I learned more about the family's needs and worked to find resources for them, it was identified that they did not have life insurance or health insurance which limited their ability to pay for funeral expenses. Unfortunately, there were not any financial resources to assist them with these immediate needs. It was about the same time that a group of Jason's closest friends and coworkers from Mercantile Bank approached me about forming Team Kinzler. The idea was to have a team created to run in Jay's honor in the upcoming Riverbank Run. Their goal was to raise money to set up an education fund for our children. This was so incredibly generous. However, I had just witnessed firsthand that there was a definite need in our community for families who unexpectedly lose a parent. I vividly recall sitting in the boardroom on the third floor and sharing with the group that I absolutely loved the idea about Team Kinzler, but my vision of Jason's legacy was slightly different. I wanted to start a foundation in my husband's honor that would help families who are going through what my family experienced, but didn't have the support that we were so very fortunate to have from family, friends, and the community. They listened to my vision, and from that moment forward, they were 100% in. That is how the Jason Kinzler Family First Foundation was born. We established a board with an amazing group of people, all who believe in my vision, who it represents, and what it stands for. Each of these individuals have been by my side since day one. We worked very hard in those beginning months at making sure that everything was in place so we would be able to be prepared to help families in need. I could have never imagined that our first family would be one that was familiar to me. In the fall of 2012, a coworker was concerned about a student not being at school that day. I offered to call the family's home because I had gotten to know them through their daughter. When I called, this is what I heard on the other end. He's gone. Her husband of 25 years had a heart attack the day before and died instantly. My heart broke at hearing that another family in our school had suffered a devastating loss. That moment was surreal. I have lived the day that this woman, this wife, this mother was living. I pulled the team together to share this story because I knew in my heart that this is exactly what I had envisioned the foundation would provide for families. This family needed financial support so they could focus on their emotional needs. When I met with this woman in her home, she confided in me her sadness, her anger, her pain, her fears for herself and for her children. I looked her in the eye, woman to woman, wife to wife, mother to mother, and I said, I can help you. I told her about the foundation. I told her about Jason. She took my hands, looked at me through tearful eyes, woman to woman, wife to wife, mother to mother, and said, you have given me hope. For me, this was the moment that brought everything full circle. A full circle moment where I saw my vision of Jason's legacy being carried forward through the eyes of a woman, a wife, a mother in need. Thank you for coming tonight, for listening to our story, for all the support and encouragement that so many of you have already given. If you're hearing this story for the first time tonight, welcome to our family, the Jason Kinzler Family First Foundation family. Family is what this beautiful foundation represents, and I am so very proud to be sharing that with all of you here tonight. Thank you. With that being said, I'd like to introduce to you our very first family.